Yo, what's poppin', guys? Sizzle here. Welcome back to another episode of How's the HUD. And in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Print HUD, which was created by Ram185, Enir Ruri, and DDD Modder. I'm not really sure who is responsible for what, but it all says it on screen right now. You can read who did what, or just go to the link in the description. They have it there. Either way, looking at the main menu here, I do like what they did here. We have the casual, normal TF2 vibe. A lot of the elements look very, very stock, but are placed in, I think, nicer positions. A lot of HUDs that I've reviewed, a lot, especially other more minimalist HUDs, have stuff more central, toward the middle of your screen, so it's easier to like navigate and click around. This HUD, even just from the menu, is very clear that the idea with this HUD is to have it on the edges, which is what the stock TF2 HUD generally does, but doesn't do with the menu. But this one does it with the menu. We have all the buttons on the outside here. The console button as an addition is always very nice. Reload HUD to fix things like that. We got our clickable coin, which is always a W. All the stats there as well. All these like buttons up here are in the corner as well. Loadout screen. We got the TF2 comic loadout screen, which is pretty interesting. Got our usual commands with it. We can zoom in and out. We can move the character around. We can change the lighting on them. It's all working normal, all working well. They even have it laid out in a way where your character is just always going to kind of stay on the right. So that's pretty neat. It all looks very, very nice, actually. I do prefer ones where the background is a little bit more realistic to like what you'd see in game. But this is a very nice, cool thing, and maybe shows up what this HUD will look like when I'm actually in game. Backpack looks like the stock backpack. I guess they haven't gotten around to it yet. This mod actually did have a warning on it where the end screen at the end of a casual game apparently looks really scuffed, and they're working on fixing that. So I'm not going to take that into account when I'm reviewing this HUD and kind of talking about it. Beyond that, though, everything else here on this main menu is very stock, just kind of rearranged in a way that I think generally just works better for most people. Like just having stuff on the outskirts. If you like the stock TF2 HUD, I feel like you like having your stuff on the outsides of the screen. And this does that. This is very much on the outsides of the screen. Alright, finding a match looks all normal and all that. Like the queue thing looked the same and everything else like that. And the load screens are also default, which is great. You can't really beat the stock loading screens for TF2. They just kind of work, right? They have per map loading screens with pictures and everything. Yeah. Okay, we have quite a lot going on here. Very, like, cartoon-looking stuff. We got a little ammo crate for our ammo. It's all in the corners like I envisioned that it probably would be. Didn't look at this stuff ahead of time, but yeah. Kill streak on the left, health on the left, with some nice, just nice visuals to go with it. The red for the red team, assuming if we were blue, to say blue for the blue team. We have our charge meter in the bottom, right next to the ammo, like it does in the stock TF2 HUD, but it does look really big, so I'm wondering if I go to my scout loadout that has... Let's see, if we do the triple bar loadout. Okay, so we have bars all over the place. Our primary bar for our primary weapon is in the left here, which I think generally makes sense. Does it do that like on the Huntsman, I'm assuming? No, the Huntsman's on the right. It's got a little like charge meter. It's got every bar has its own stylization, which is crazy. Yeah, so we have like the main kind of gimmick bar down here. Right, so like on Demo Man, my charge meter there, on Scout, my ball meter's there. We get the cleaver meter right above the ammo, which makes sense when I'm looking for ammo and a cleaver. That's where my eyes kind of naturally gravitate toward. And the height meter in the left is interesting. I don't know how they managed to do it all like this. I think that's actually really good bar placement across the board. Let's try Spy as well. Cloak meter is just where you'd expect it to be. I don't know how to explain why these meters make sense where they are, but this feels very natural, right? Like the main meter, the main thing your eyes generally gravitate toward is gonna be in the bottom right here in this nice, like visually distinct area, which I think really helps a lot. When you can use a Huntsman though, this is the only one where I kind of don't like it, but to be fair, this one has a larger charge meter than most of the other charge meters, so having it be larger, more visible, and kind of closer to your ammo where you might look naturally anyway, isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's like the only weird thing, but it is still nicely stylized as like a little charge icon, the TF2 icon, all that. Like this just looks really, really good. And normal ammo, normal stuff looks good. We have a low health indicator thing. It's always something I gotta check out on these HUDs. We do have a low health indicator thing, but it looks kind of weird. I'm assuming this is a work in progress as well, because this plus sign just clashes so poorly with everything else they've done to change the default HUD. I do like that effect generally in most HUDs, but on this HUD where everything's nice and cartoony and stylized, having like a normal ass plus sign that's like almost misaligned as well just doesn't seem right. It seems like almost unintentional. So maybe that's also work in progress. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here because they're clearly putting a lot of effort into this, and it's still being updated. The last update was like 20 days ago, which is pretty recent as far as things go. Kill feed is all stock, all normal. The top of the TF2 screen is also nice and normal. You can see the respawn times and the health and all that in a pretty decent way. I don't exactly know what we've seen overheal, and I also just remembered I should probably check in on how the medic bar looks as well. Let's see. Yeah, Uber charge and the like the meter and everything, all insanely nicely stylized, like as like blood splatters and stuff, because that's like part of the medic's personality. I personally don't like having that information on the side of the screen, but you know that's my personal preference. A lot of people do like having their stuff on the outside. And for people like that, it's all in one place. It's all in one very nicely visible place. All the healing info is nice and central. You can see the ammo, the health, and the username. Nice and easy as well. It's overall pretty good stuff there. Yeah, I mean, that's just a really nicely stylized HUD. The only thing I don't like is the overheal and the underheal. Like right now I'm being healed by another medic. Just why you're noticing the overhealth. Okay, my demo man hits me. That's cool. This player just walked right past him. He's like, yeah, my medic is no fucking die. Whatever. They'll figure it out. But yeah, pretty cool HUD. Mostly stock TF2, but with a lot of nice, like, cartoon-style elements. I'm assuming as time goes on, this will become more and more and more cartoony. But I really do like what we already have going on here. I especially like the bars. Like, I've noticed something I care about a weird amount in all these HUDs is the charge meters, like the charge bars and all that. When I'm charging with a Hunchman, charging my cloak, charging with Demo Man, like all that. Oh, it's even got a funny thing when people speak. I would not have noticed that otherwise. That's actually really sick. Like when the soldier was speaking, there was like a different portrait, and it was all like pixelized and stuff, which I think really fits the art style as well. The chat even here is the only real thing I can kind of. It's the only thing I can maybe like dock some points on, because I do think this HUD clearly isn't a desire to put everything on the outskirts. I think a chat in the top left just makes sense. Putting the chat up here, kill feed up here, ammo down here, and charge meters, and then health and other charge meters down here. I think it just makes sense. It just works. It's a good idea. Maybe that's just me. Either way, really, really good looking HUD. Like, I'm not noticing any big flaws. The end screen thing even looked fine as well, but maybe it's the end of casual that is bugged or whatever. I'm not gonna try to stay around and see that. But yeah, like the only points I can really dock in this HUD is that half of it is stock TF2 and the other half is nice and stylized and stuff. But I'm assuming because this is a I just lost my dog. Is that the demo man? It's a scout. Oh no, that's just my profile picture. Okay. I didn't even realize that's people's profile pictures are showing up there. I thought they like had a custom soldier thing that looked like that. But yeah, the only things I can say about this HUD really that are negative is that half of it is stock TF2, the other half is like cartoony comic book style, and they don't even really clash that bad though. It looks nice together, like the two of them. Yeah, let me just kill bind and see what the spectate screen looks like. I know I've seen it, but I didn't really look at it, pay attention to it, so now I'm gonna go do that. And yeah, spectate looks perfect. I mean, we have the gray at the top and no gray at the bottom. It's perfect. That's fine. That's beautiful. Yeah, overall, very beautiful HUD. I could see if people wanted to use this. It looks really, really, really good. You know, shoutouts to, let me see what this guy's name was. Sorry. Cozy Pixel. Shoutouts to Cozy Pixel for recommending this one to me to go check out. Genuinely, it looks really, really, really good. Easy 5 out of 5 HUD. Very nice, kind of alternate style. And genuinely very nice. It fits TF2's art style very, very well. if this had been the stock TF2 HUD and they'd like modernized it, I actually wouldn't be too shocked if it would look something like this. Like, this is really, really cool. Not going to be my HUD of choice. I've come to realize I actually do like my HUD elements more central, but I could see why a lot of other people might use this HUD. And with that being said, let me know in the comments below if there's maybe anything I said you would disagree with, anything I missed with this HUD, anything like that, or any other HUDs you might want to recommend. Although by the time this goes live, I'll probably have finished recording the series. And with that being said, I'll hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.